Massive updates on Instagram this month, and not all of these are going to be welcomed by creators. Reels bonuses are gone in the US. For example, NFTs on Instagram also gone. Yikes, but there are a few new features as well, and we're going to talk about it. I'm Pallen, a brand strategist. Welcome to my channel where I promise practical advice to build your brand. I track Instagram updates very closely so that I can keep you up to speed on what is happening on the platform. If this interests you, consider subscribing for all of these updates as they come. Let's start with that Reels bonus that was just taken away from creators in the US. People are not happy about this. We'll talk about anger in a second, but first let me draw your attention to this TechCrunch article that really reinforces exactly what's happening. Meta will stop offering Reels bonuses to creators on Facebook and Instagram. People are surprised. There are a lot of creators that made a lot of money with this, as much as, multiple creators making $10,000 or more, $35,000 a month. Can you imagine? That means that those Reels would have had to garner literally millions and millions of views. That's like viral content, viral marketers. This was definitely a huge opportunity for them to make some bank, but Meta is changing things, right? I think they have not figured out how to monetize Reels in the way that they likely anticipated. How do we know that? Well, Mark Zuckerberg said recently in Meta's Q4 2022 results, he said, the next bottleneck that we're focused on is to continue growing Reels, improving monetization efficiency, or the revenue that's generated per minute of Reels watched. Right now, here's the key part. Right now, the monetization efficiency of Reels is much less than feed. So obviously they want Reels to grow. Kind of a shock, right? We thought that they anticipated that Reels were gonna take off, but certainly it's not there hitting their goals, financially yet. Now, what about the creators? I feel like this BuzzFeed article really sums up well. I'm going to link to both of these news articles in the description of this video, but I love this quote right at the top. Honestly, it feels like it's getting harder for creators everywhere. I feel that, right? Reels Play, this bonus was really exciting, particularly for viral marketers, right? A really good opportunity to create viral content that people love consuming on the platform, obviously inspired by TikTok, right? That's classic Instagram taking a page out of another social media's book and recreating it. But in this case, I think, creators are really upset. Creators are already upset with, the way that Instagram rolls out updates. It's not fair that people in the US market, for example, get something months and months, sometimes a year before other countries. And that's just one example. People are angry about limited reach on their feed in comparison to years ago. This focus on Reels, people that don't like creating Reels, all of a sudden feel very far behind. It's just the dynamic has changed. So this is really, I think, salt on the wound, icing on the cake for creators. They are really angry. The next thing getting the axe. Well, The Verve reports that yes, indeed, NFTs for Facebook and Instagram are gone. I'm not sure people care quite as much about this. I know I certainly didn't take advantage of NFTs on the platform, and I think I know one person who is really excited about this, and that's it. But what's interesting here is that NFTs in digital collectibles were absolutely pitched, right, in this metaverse concept that even Facebook's parent company rebranded as Meta, and this metaverse was absolutely the focus, and NFTs were a huge part of this. But it's been reported by Mark Zuckerberg that 2023 is the year of efficiency, right? And so I think we can kind of deduce from that things are, they're being trimmed. They're trimming the fat. And it's interesting, this tweet from Stefan Casriel, who is the Meta Commerce and FinTech lead. It was interesting how he worded this. Some product news, winding down digital collectibles, NFTs, to focus, this is what's interesting, to focus on other ways to support creators, people, and businesses. You can go on to read this full thread, which is on Twitter. I will link to it in the description if this is something you're curious to consume. Zooming in, he goes into more detail here on exactly what that plan is. And there's lots of feedback from people going, we knew that was coming. I think this one in particular, NFTs, not a huge surprise. Moving right along, we talked last month about broadcast channels, but we didn't really have a chance to see them in action. They are live now. So have a look. The first broadcast channel that I was a part of is Adam Mosseri, head of Instagram. I often reference him in these videos because he's emojis first with updates. Have a look before we hop in there. Have a look at how it appears in his profile side by side with his link in bio. Looks really awesome, and I'm very interested that you can even add an emoji. Let's go ahead and click that and have a look. This is a lot like being in someone's DMs, right? Where we're used to sending messages back and forth. Well, it's not quite that way. Now, it's more so as a broadcast channel, he can send the messages, only he can message, but we can read and we can react. And we're seeing that in action here. Obviously, people by the thousands. He's popular on Instagram because he's our source, our inside source. You're seeing how people are able to react, right? With emojis, we're able to vote, which is really cool. He's able to share content. I'm really excited, and I'm planning to open my own broadcast channel where I can share links and resources with people that are interested in what I'm doing. I think this is really cool. Notice here, this is going to allow us to segue over to our final update for this video for this month. He said, you might have noticed GIFs appearing in some comments threads. How interesting. He said, we're currently testing the ability to post a GIF or a GIF, that's the wrong pronunciation, a GIF as a comment. So I don't have a visual on this yet because I don't have the feature yet. You might not have it yet, but let me hop over to an article that describes more detail. This is the article I'm talking from Business Today. I wish I had a better visual for you at the point of recording this, but at this point, I'm mostly telling you that GIFs are coming for comments. I, again, don't have a visual yet, but this story summarizes what we can expect, adding a new layer of interactivity for Instagram's comments section. This makes sense, right? There's so many places in Instagram that we can add GIFs, and I think in the comment section, it's gonna make it a little bit more visually exciting, a little more appealing. And final update this month on Instagram is nothing major, just a little stylistic change. When you go to share a post on Instagram, you click the little paper plane and you're used to seeing this share menu. Well, now it looks a little redesigned. So along the bottom, it's enabling you to share to, right, the different apps potentially on your phone. If I go back there, it also allows you to quickly copy a link. This was a little more complicated before. They're also obviously linking in messages, Messenger, WhatsApp, other Meta properties, but then also Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter. Kind of useful. So this is just a little redesign intended to make it easier for you to share content with friends. So those are some updates on Instagram this month. If I've mentioned a feature that you do not see yet on your own account, remember that Instagram is famous for releasing its features to different people at different times, largely depending on where you are in the world. So if you don't see it yet, sit tight. That update is likely on its way soon. What do you think? Are you excited about these updates? Angry even? Let me know by commenting below. Let's keep the conversation going on right down there. I respond to those personally. And if you enjoy this video, give it a like. That helps other people discover these videos, which we work hard to create for you. And subscribe for more of my videos on branding, positioning, building, and promoting your brand. Next, I'm sharing a few videos I think you'll be interested in. I'm Pallen. Thank you for watching, and those are coming up next.